Good morning, pizza people. I came here to answer your exact questions judging by the title and the thumbnail. What the hell is this? Good morning, pizza people. If it wasn't severely obvious already, I'm here to talk about the severe and drastic fall off of the dumpster heap that was 7 Deadly Sins. Now, for those of you that don't know, 7 Deadly Sins is a series where it's basically focused on 7 deadly sins. A group of people that were tasked to be knights to protect the kingdom, and they all had their own little quirks, their own little powers, everything that made them like unique when it came to backstories, what they all went through to get to the point they are, how they became 7 deadly sins, etc. It's overall a really cool series that tends to focus on people that use magic to fight, and demons, angels, all that jazz. Knights, you got the whole shebang. But aside from the basic plot, the other thing that was cool was the series revolved around a lot of fights. It had great animation. The studio was treating it well, bro. Like, I promise you, when this anime came out, it was one of the biggest animes out in its heyday. Okay, I'm talking about this anime had a cult like fan base. People were keeping up trying to see what the next season of 7 Deadly Sins was gonna look like, and it was just a really cool show with a cool cast and a cool anime adaptation overall, and people loved it. Even me, a token pizza that watches anime. But a lot of you may have seen that the series took a drastic turn for the worse, okay? And this drastic turn the series took, it almost killed the series hype completely. Like, a lot of people actually did end up dropping the series because this year the next season of 7 Deadly Sins was supposed to come out, and a lot of things went wrong. First of all, 7 Deadly Sins was a series that was being produced by A1 Pictures to begin with, okay? And I'm talking about the same studio that produced like good animation like Sword Art Online and the rest of the Sword Art movies. And this was the same studio that animated the first 2 seasons of 7 Deadly Sins and the movie, which, from what I heard, the movie did terrible in box office, making it kind of fall off and getting middling reviews because people really weren't messing with the movie like that, despite the good animation, leading A1 Pictures to kind of drop it off and let it fall off their plate, and leading it to sadly fall into the hands of Tine Studios. Now, this isn't necessarily bad when you look at it on paper, okay? Because at least the anime still was getting picked up by another studio to continue. It wasn't like it was just getting canceled right off the bat because A1 Pictures decided not to animate it. Like, if you were a 7 Deadly Sins fan and before the like most recent season came out or whatever, you were probably happy seeing Tine Studios deciding to pick it up and continue to animate even though it was dropped off by another studio. But what everyone failed to realize is that this was possibly it was definitely the worst thing to happen to this series. Like, when Tine Studios decided to release the season they put out, bro, everything went to hell, okay? Because first of all, the first big bad thing that went wrong with it is that 7 Deadly Sins is a series known for being bloody. And if a series is known for blood and then you decide to release it from under a new studio and you change all of that up, bro, like, this was some hardcore censoring, okay? I'm talking about, instead of blood, we got like a bright white light to replace the blood within the series. Overall, destroying one of the best things that people liked from the series is that 7 Deadly Sins was a bloody anime that even if you weren't into blood like that, you could still enjoy. And for them to take out one of the main components like that when Tine Studios decided to pick it up, that was a hell case. And that wasn't even people's biggest complaints when it came to that show, okay? Because there were a lot worse things. Next, the animation. Because the animation, it was garbage, okay? Like, I'm talking about worse than garbage, like below average garbage, bro. Like, this was a series that was being animated perfectly, and to see it go from the state that it went to is honestly depressing to see, bro, in front of my eyes. Like, this isn't some situation where it went from Madhouse to still being animated by a good studio like One Punch Man did, and the animation was a little bit below Madhouse's, so people hated on it. Like, I'm talking about it actually became garbage, okay? This wasn't some situation where the animation was still good and people hated it because it was slightly a step down, bro. Like, Seven Deadly Sins, like, let me play you guys a quick clip.
Cruel son. Try full counter.
But pizza people, did you see that? Okay, like, if you compare it to what Seven Deadly Sins was at one point, or if you compare it to any anime at all, bro, it looks like you put that together in Microsoft Paint and like you threw it together on the picture show that YouTube allowed you to update. Like, bro, this looked like a Microsoft PowerPoint, bro. Like, what the hell were they thinking, bro? Like, Seven Deadly Sins went from this global cult phenomenon of a fan base to being just utter garbage. And let me trust you. You guys know how anime fans are, and I can surely trust you and tell you that they had a field day with this, okay? Seeing Seven Deadly Sins fall from greatness like this and the garbage it became, bro, like, I'm gonna leave up this Meliodas, okay? Because I promise you, bro, like, they could not fix this to save their lives, right? And Seven Deadly Sins did not stand a chance on Twitter, bro. Like, there were memes upon memes upon memes, bro. Like, there were so many, like, missing frames of animation when they put that out, bro. Like, I couldn't help but be disappointed. And even with all this, right, Seven Deadly Sins still stood a chance, you know what I mean? Because as a lot of people know, it was being produced on Netflix, and usually what Netflix tries to do, it's almost like releasing a Blu-ray almost, right? And the hope that people had was that maybe Netflix would take it, reanimate it, and put it out on Netflix, because when it was showing on Japan TV channels or whatever, that's where they had the little white censoring and all that. And I went back and checked, and let me tell you, the garbage animation, everything garbage about what they put out recently is still there. Like, Netflix did nothing to fix this, bro. And from what I know of right now, the studio still has Seven Deadly Sins in their grasp. There may be nothing they can do to save it, okay? Because let me tell you, it was so bad that, from what I heard from the manga readers, that it ruined one of the greatest fights between Meliodas and Escanor that ever happened, bro. Like, this fight was supposed to be like Demon Slayer pop-off type of hype, bro, and it ruined that. And the fact that Studio Dean still has that in their palms of their hands, I truly feel bad for you Seven Deadly Sins fans. Because from what I know, bro, the manga is ended, and the anime should be getting there soon. And to see an anime fall from grace and they end up on such a low pedestal from how high it once was, you truly hate to see it. Like, this is truly a series that I can only hope to get better. But pizza people, that's all I really had to say about Seven Deadly Sins, and this is just me covering what happened to Seven Deadly Sins, because it was honestly a great series that fell from grace, and it truly deserved a lot better in the long run, because I loved this series at one point, but I absolutely refused to watch such garbage animation done by Studio Dean. But pizza people, until next time, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you liked it, show some support, and who knows, I might do more what happened to certain series or whatever. But pizza people, my name is Tine Pizza, and I will see all you pizza people on the other side of the slice. We move.